Hear ye, here comes the judge. It is the Yogi Judge, Judge Dawson, back with another podcast aimed at giving you information and tools that you can use so that not only you can live your absolute best life, so that you can tap into the yogi that's inside of all of us, but also so that you can avoid this thing we call the legal matrix. Ladies and gentlemen, if I have not told you before, I am a judge, a real judge in a court, and I've been practicing as a judge for 12 years. I've been in the legal business for over 25 years. Can you believe it? And the key is, with all of that experience, I have information and tools that you can use. It's just undeniable. If you do anything consistently at a high level for 10 years or more, you become an expert. So I guess at this point, being in the legal game for this long, I am what you can consider an expert in the field. So when I speak to you, I'm bringing you information not only from what I experienced in the courtroom, but what I also experienced as a man, as a husband, as a father. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk to you briefly about leadership and how if you are not civil, you should not be a leader. Hopefully, I'm making that very clear. If you do not have civility, you should not be a leader. The problem with that statement, I will acknowledge, is the fact that if we look across the world, all we see are a bunch of leaders who get infamous for their lack of civility. I mean, you have the situation that's going on with Russia and the Ukraine. You have the situations that go on across the country of America where you have leaders who are boisterous, leaders who are divisive, leaders who are negative, leaders who are disrespecting other leaders. So the example that we're setting for the next generation of leaders is the fact that there is no civility. And I'm just letting you know that true leadership, if we go back to what true leadership is, it's about being civil. And what do I mean by civility and being civil? What I mean is the ability to move with compassion, the ability to operate with respect, the ability to simply love or care for your next human being because they are also a human being. That is like the ground level requirements for those who are seeking leadership. The ground level requirement is just simply an attitude that, hey, when I get in position of leadership, I am going to be respectful, I'm going to be kind, and I'm going to be compassionate. Now, on the bench in the city of East Cleveland, where I preside as judge, I have seen so much disrespect come from people who walk through the door. And I'm talking about regular defendants. But what I always do is I always show up as my best self, even when others don't. But not only in the city of East Cleveland, but everywhere else, you see other elected officials who do not even try to be civil, disrespecting each other, cursing each other out, wanting to fight, wanting to argue, wanting to actually embarrass the institutions that we claim we want to represent. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am just asking you today to think about this. Leaders need to be civil, but here is the catch. Here is the $1 million quote, the moment you've been waiting for. You too are a leader. You don't have to have a title to be a leader. If you have children, you are a leader. If you have a spouse, you are a leader. If you are in any relationship, at some point, there's a give and take where you are in the leadership position and maybe the other person is at another time. So when we talk about leadership, it is not a thrown away concept that you can say, hey, that doesn't apply to me because I'm not an elected official or I don't own my own business. No, you are a leader in your own capacity, no matter what you are doing. Today, right now, if you are in school and you're sitting in a chair, you are right now a leader in the sense of how are you going to make it through this class? Are you going to gain something from it? Are you going to make the choice to be positive in that class? Are you going to make the choice to gain something that you can then share with other people? That's a leadership decision. If you work at McDonald's, when you pull up to your job and you put on your uniform and you walk through the door, you are a leader. Once you stand behind that counter and say, may I help you, sir, you are leading And by the way that you present yourself is going to be the energy that you receive, or at least the impression that you leave on other people. So we are all leaders. And with that being said, we all have the responsibility to treat others with respect. We all have the responsibility to treat the institution upon which we work or whom we represent with respect. Time out for that incivility stuff. Time out for yelling you're a liar. Time out for, disrespecting other people and other leaders and cursing people out. It's later for that, because you can never move forward in a positive way to achieve your goals if you continue to be negative. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's my short message for you today. If you've been listening to Here Comes the Judge, you know I don't keep you long, but I try my best to give you tools and techniques from what I experience every day on the bench. If there's something about this podcast that you think is worth sharing, and come on, all knowledge is worth sharing, go ahead and subscribe to the podcast here on one of the platforms, or go to my website, pick up my dose of positivity email that goes into a little bit more depth in this particular subject. Subscribe to my YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. It's all at Judge Dawson. The website is judgedawson.com. Let's continue to grow together so that we can be leaders who make the world a better place. All right, you take care.